Hi, how have you been? Trying to find a purpose in life is what we all want. And part of that is because we want to be loved. We want to be cherished by everyone. So why do we want that? I was talking the other day with my wife, and we want to fulfill certain things for us to find a job, what we want to do. And for instance, in my case, I want to fulfill a sense of justice. That is something that has been always so strong within me. But it is not that noble because, for instance, I want to find something that brings me justice and justice to the world because I want people to admire me. And we should admit it, we all want that. Sometimes when you are talking to other people, like I was the other day with another person of my family, we will have discussions, important discussions about uh, controversial topics. And maybe when you are discussing things, you will not make it clear what you think about certain things because you don't want to upset people. You don't want to sound like someone to, you know, like to use language, modern language. Don't want to sound hateful. We don't want other people's scrutiny over us. um, we don't want to be in the spotlight for being different. We just want to be like everyone else. And you adopt a certain position, which is in accord to what everyone else thinks. And you just become a blank person in the crowd. You you want to be special when you think you are special because you agree with everyone, but it's quite the contrary. Sometimes you just adopt a certain level of stupidness, and you don't even know why you think what you think just because you want other people to love you. Why would we want stupid people to love us? I know I'm being, you know, way too tough on this. So I'll try to give an example. I often talk about God. I'm going to use God as an example because is the ultimate objective of life for me. Even if you are an atheist, you have to be intellectually honest. When you confront, let's say, a Christian, and if you are an atheist, you know that a Christian has to believe a certain, they have to have a certain core of values. I saw an interview of Christopher Hitchens talking to this so called Christian. And this woman said that, Christ's resurrection was just a metaphor. We don't have necessarily to think that he was actually risen, and it serves only to inspire us to be better. What the heck is that? What was she talking about? And Christopher Hitchens, the late Christopher Hitchens, just looked at her and said, "I'm sorry, what are you on about? If you don't believe that the man Jesus was God incarnate and he came into this world and he was he laid down his life and he resurrected 3 days after, then you're not a Christian. You can say that you are, but you're just trying to, uh, you know, you're trying to do this kind of service to modernity. You're just trying to please other people. You're not actually working towards truth. And if not working towards truth is the ultimate goal in your life, if being accepted and being loved by others is your goal, then you're just going to be a stupid person. You're just going to believe what people want you to believe. So in my case, if I'm a Christian, I have to stand up for those beliefs, like an atheist, like Hitchens did. I have to be able to talk to this person in my family and say things that are not easy to hear. That, yes, Jesus is God and he is love, but he's the one who determines what love is. and he is the logos, he is the truth. And the truth and the reality of the universe is what Jesus says, what is the truth. And if if that hurts you, and if that feels hateful, I'm sorry. Boo hoo. You deal with that. And you have to say those things to this other person, in spite of that person not loving you back, because you say what is true out of charity. That is the ultimate expression of true love. If you love a person, you tell that person what you believe to be true. And the highest form of love is the charitable love. You say those things not because you want to inflate your ego, because you want to win an argument, but because you want people to see, to perceive what is right. Because that way, you're going to have ultimately, somewhere along the line, you're going to have more harmony living with other people, because everyone is aiming towards justice and truth, even if it takes time. You know, Christ said that we were to be pursued for our beliefs. We were to be not pursued. That is not the right word. I'm sorry. We were we were going to suffer injustices, and we might even die for defending what's true. And it has to serve as a metaphor. It's not a necessarily a metaphor, but you have to use it as an expression to argue about every other thing. So that's what I wanted to say. Basically, we want to we want to be absolutely vicious against lies. And if we get hated by that, then so be it. You want to be loved, but the most important thing is not to be loved, is to love with charity and say the truth. The truth always. Always, always say the truth. I'm not saying that I've mastered that. I'm not saying that I am that person, but I'm just saying that that's what I that's where I am in. That's what I'm pursuing. Maybe by the end of our lives we'll get there. We will not walk that down that path 100%, but maybe 70%, 60%. We are sinful. We have many flaws, but it doesn't mean that we have to stop trying. So don't try to be loved by other people. If what do you want? This most stupid and deceitful form of love from other people? It doesn't matter. Uh, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I needed to get this out of my chest too, because people often ask me, why do I have to be so controversial? I mean, in my personal life, I'm not an internet celebrity, or never been in the internet, but that's part of it. I'm also here telling, saying what I believe. So um, I just don't care. So I don't give two shits. I have to stop giving two shits about what other people think about me, and that's it. Take care.